Ooh, this damn is a big delay. Okay. Oh, Jackie boy, how you doing? Oh, Daniel. Hopefully the stream's a little bit better this week. I'm not sure what was up last week, but oh, you just had some spaghetti? Well, I just had some healthy salad, and I got a cherry lime Sprite right next to me. Yeah. So I hope how's your days? How are your days going? Or how's it going? Yeah, well, I'm trying to lose weight. Holy shit! Wow, really? Oh wow, Marcus, really? Is it just a house for you, or are you living with like a family? You have a roommate, dude. I mean, that's incredible. My brother was really excited when he got his first house. Service, it's going. Wish things could be a little bit better today after today's video, but I guess people did warn me. So, and as for you, Wing, yeah, I'm all right. Yeah, this is already better than what happened last week. So I'm guessing YouTube was just messed up. So I'm happy everyone's here. Hopefully more people will show up. Well, you know the drill. You guys got any discussions or questions or things you want to know about me, what's going on, or we can just have a fun little chat. So start throwing them out and we can start having fun. Still got to do a little bit, not really cleaning, but no, good. I, I thought I could keep the comments up, but yeah, like I was getting bombarded immediately, and I was like, I don't think I said anything negative. I mean, I think my issues were pretty justified. I mean, I said nothing but high praise for anyone who was loving the game. I understood why people were loving the game, but just given my background with the franchise, I mean, I really went into that game thinking it was going to be one kind of way and it would allow me to do certain things. And when I found it didn't. It just turned into a very disappointing experience to the point where, something I realized? I have never actually done a tier list ranking of Resident Evil. I actually thought I had done something like that, and I was thinking about filming that today. And it would be from 2005 to the present. And I was just like, is that gonna piss some people off? I don't know. We'll have to think about that. Oh, only hype and ask AI for upload. It seems. Nah. Yeah. It's a single bedroom apartment, and the only roommate is your dog. You lucky. You lucky. So it's not a house. It's an apartment. Okay. Well, I'm jealous because I would love something like that. Like, I think my biggest complaint about this place is that my office space and my bedroom are in the same place. Like, I don't really like that my bed that I sleep in is here. And if this was my bedroom, I would easily get rid of everything on the walls. I would have like a dedicated gaming film room, and my bedroom would be very, very different. So that's literally my dream location. So it would be like a two-bedroom apartment where just one room is clearly just for gaming, one is my bedroom. So the fact that you have your own place and you have a dog, man, that's awesome. I'm real jealous because I'm still trying to get my first dog. Do you? NetherRealm will announce next Mortal Kombat. No, 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 Daniel. If anything, no question, they'll announce Injustice. That's how they've always done it. They've never gone back to back with Mortal Kombat games. They've gone Mortal Kombat, Injustice, Mortal Kombat, Injustice. And heck, with Marvel having a new fighting game that's coming out in August, no question they're doing Injustice. We will get Injustice 3, then Mortal Kombat 2, technically. Whether it'll come out for this generation, I don't know, or early next gen is unclear, but no, expect their next NetherRealm game to be Injustice. That's how they've always done it since the very beginning. I mean, at the end of the day, I don't think you should let any negative comments get to you. It can, especially this year, because I mentioned this, but all of the Just Dance videos have officially been unlisted, and I'm legitimately gonna keep them down for like this entire month. So March Madness is really gonna tell me exactly how the channel is performing without them, and if it's really, 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 really bad, which it might be, then I think that'll be kind of the justification that we don't have a very strong channel and this needs to be the last year on YouTube. So really this month, I'm trying to get as much content as possible, but here's the problem that I've kind of realized is due to my financial situation, the only time I ever have time to even work on content would be half of Tuesday, today, and tomorrow. And I need to get a constant amount of ideas. Now, if in a perfect world, I would like to get between 15 and 20 videos. Personally, like if I could upload 15 to 20 videos a month, that would be great. But it's just, he needs to have a good amount of ideas. And on top of that, I still need to make time to stream on Twitch, which I wasn't able to do this weekend because I have to go see my cardiologist tomorrow. So I've just been kind of busy just prepping for things for tomorrow's final test on my heart. So there's that. I had like a moment, like I'm starting to replay my Portal because like that was the only way I was even able to play Resident Evil. Like I had like 2 to 3 hours at work. I could actually play it at work, and that was the only time I was able to get through games. And I think this month I have like 6 games coming out that I need to play and review. And it's just like, well, when are you gonna have time? You need to make time to play those games. You don't have time to fully beat them, but you need to play enough to get a good review out. And then you need to try to come up with some other ideas, like either some sort of task or topic that's happening in the gaming world, or some type of ranking video or something. And so that's really been the challenge. And it's just because of a 2-job schedule and me only having 2 days a week, I may not just have enough time to put as much dedication to a fully thriving channel as I would need to. And that's been my concern. So that's what's going on. People get pissy too easy nowadays. Would you say that Resident Evil 9 is heavily inspired by 4? Which 4? Okay, you know what? You know what? In a little bit, if you could bring that question up again, there is one thing in the video. I wanted to make a video about this, but I was like, there's another big issue I have with 9. I think I hinted at it in the video, was that I think this game screws up the timeline. And if you got, and I think, like, Wink, can you bring that question up again? That way I can come back to it and catch up on these questions. I'll go in more detail as to explain what my issue with this game's storyline is, because it's something I don't think anyone has considered. So I want to come back to that. What did I think about Absolute Batman comics? Jackie Boy, I haven't read comics in a long time, so I'm not familiar with Absolute Batman. Marcus, my dog was my sister's dog. When she gave it to me, she moved out of state. Oh, okay. Well, so you have some sort of connection with that dog, so you can form your own relationship. So you gotta go back. You got back from oral surgery at 12 today. Hope it went well. Raining a good bit here. Well, Jackie boy, I could certainly use some rain here because rainy days are my favorite type of days. No, Gail, finances are okay. It's just with all the medical things that have been happening, that's like really spiked up bills, and that's what's going on. And cardiologist. Yeah. I had like an ultrasound on my heart like 2 weeks ago, and I had my doctor put me on like 2 more medications. So at age 35, I'm on 4 different medications right now, and I gotta go for a flex test tomorrow at 9, and that'll be like my last test. So yeah. You do realize that Resident Evil 9 has 2 endings. Oh, really? I didn't know that. Because I thought they just killed Leon S. Kennedy. I was like, wow, that's... And I mean, they killed him. I was like, huh. Okay. I don't know how to feel about that. Oh, shit. Did I just spoil it for everybody? God damn it. I'm sorry. Yeah, they just killed him. I was just like, wow, that's ballsy. I was like, man, you bring him back for the first time in like 10 years and you decide to kill him? I mean... We got to start retiring these legacy characters so we can start building these new characters. I just would have had him kind of sacrifice himself, which I guess he kind of did. So I was fine with him dying. I mean, I was like, you killed my favorite character, but I don't know what version of this character it is. I'm confused. Because to kind of jump off of Wing's question, here's my issue with the timeline. I don't know what Leon this is. Is this OG Leon or is this remake Leon? Because if it's remake Leon, I could care less if you kill him off. If this is OG Leon, I'm confused. Because for the longest time, I've believed that there's two different timelines. You have the OG timeline, which is like originals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 9. And then remake 2, 3, and 4, that's a separate timeline. But here's the problem with Requiem. Requiem is a sequel to remake 4, which means, did you just erase Resident Evils 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8? So none of that ever happened. Which means that from your logic in 9, 5 and 6 didn't happen because your remakes are up to 4. There's no remake 5, 6, 7, and 8. Which means, is Wesker still alive? And I was like, is this the first time we're seeing Sherry in this timeline? Because you can't make a sequel to the OG timeline, yet we're seeing flashbacks to the remake timeline. And I hate that, and you're confusing the hell out of it. I mean, that was just as infuriating as in the last Resident Evil movie, when they literally, it's a sequel to Resident Evil 5, yet they're using from the movies are part of the OG timeline, but they took Jill from remake 3, like literally, like this isn't even like after Resident Evil 5 Jill. This is Resident Evil Jill 3, and they just put her in the place of where OG Jill should be, because they didn't even change her look. That's what was confusing. I was like, wait a minute, you can't take characters from the remake timeline and insert them in the OG timeline. And Requiem literally just, from this game's logic, you just erase Resident Evil's 1 to 8, and you're just following the remake timeline. And there's only 3 entries, which is remake 2, 3, and 4. There's no remake 5, no remake 6, no remake 7, no remake 8, and you just jump to 9. And I'm like, what's going on? That's why I said the story is kind of messy, because I don't know what this is a sequel to, because this isn't a sequel to 8 or 7 or the OG timeline. The scenes you use state that this is a sequel to the remake timeline, despite the fact that there's gaps now. So it was weird. Did I see the gameplay for Crimson Desert? Yes, Commander Shepard. Yes, I did. So I'm sorry. That was my little rant on the Resident Evil 9 timeline and why I just was frustrated by it. But yeah, I'm low key thinking of quitting Yu-Gi-Oh. It literally oh dude, I stopped doing that a while back. It's unplayable. It's unplayable. Like, unless you're doing an older format, it's not even worth playing. It's not even worth playing. So if you wanna. If you want to quit, I'm with you. I stopped playing the card game a long time ago. Like, I'll always be a fan of older formats, but like Yu-Gi-Oh! In its current condition, completely unplayable. That's why I got into Magic. Like, I recently just started playing Magic the Gathering, and that's a simpler game. I think the problem is, I think Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a harder game to understand. Modern Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a harder game to understand. Magic only gets complicated the longer the games go. But like the early stages, it's a real simple game to understand. So, yeah. I'll send you a picture of your dog in your Discord. Oh, I appreciate it, Marcus. I'd love to see him. Or her. I'm not sure if your dog's a male or female. But I'd love to see it. That's good of you to take care. Was Resident Evil 9 a good game? It was all... Gale, it was a good game when I was playing as Leon. Like, I'm not even joking. I'll say this. If they had a function that you could play through the whole game as Leon, as I thought it would be, this game easily would have been a 9.5. Like, this is the best, like, gameplay Resident Evil has ever had. Like, and if it had, like, put it like this. If it had just been Leon's campaign with an easier and more clear story, I would have given this a 10 out of 10. Like, that's how good it was playing as Leon. Like, I was like, oh my god, Leon is, like, S tier now. And I was like, it makes total sense. But no, every time I played as Grace, I hated it. So you literally have like the ultimate opposites. It's like you have the best style of gameplay in Resident Evil history handcuffed to literally the worst style of gameplay Resident Evil history. And it's in one game, and they force you to have to switch between the two of them, and that was just like frustrating me. So, yeah, and yeah, Wing, I apologize. Yeah, I was sure they killed Leon. I was like, wow, like that's ballsy. Does the Resident Evil franchise rely too much on legacy characters? You could say that, but like a lot of people didn't like Ethan Winters. But to be fair, I did think Ethan Winters was not as interesting as a character, which is why I liked Resident Evil 8. I had a good time playing it, but he just wasn't as interesting as a character. I think if they'd made him a more interesting character, I think he'd still be around. Now they're gonna bring that guy from Resident Evil 6, like remake Leon versus OG Leon. Yeah, I love for them to bring Jake back. You have to reply to it again and type hope. I didn't, Marcus. I literally have only played. Listen, I've only done one playthrough of this game. Once it was over and Leon was dead, I stopped playing. I was like, okay, that's the ending. Like, okay, I because I was not going to replay this game again. Like, I'm never touching this game again. Like, despite how good it is as playing as Leon, Grace is completely unplayable. Like, it's the worst. It's like, I could spend 5 minutes. Look, this is how bad. Look, I'll say this. This is how bad it was playing as Grace. Every time I had to play as Grace, I literally had to have a walkthrough playing on my computer as I am playing the game. I've never done that for a Resident Evil game where I'm literally playing a play-along just so I know what to do. But when I was playing as Leon, I was no issue. I had no issues playing as Leon. But playing as Grace, because of how frustrating it is, I literally had to do a play-along playing as Grace, which was the worst experience I've ever had with a Resident Evil game ever. Like, this was worse than breaking my controller, playing OG Resident Evil 2 thinking my controller was broken. Like, that's how bad it was playing as Grace. Now, character-wise, she's fine. But her sections, awful. Awful. Oh my god, I hated it. Is Resident Evil 9 short? It can be if you know what to do. I sent something based for my game projects. Oh, that's cool. So remakes 2 and 3 and 4 change stuff a bit. So now 9 is both sequel and remake timeline. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't. That's why it literally erases all the Resident Evils in the OG timeline, which means now even the movies aren't canon anymore. So now the remake timeline is now the canon timeline, and the original games don't exist anymore. So everything you knew before this game that was not part of the remakes is non-canon anymore, which pisses me off even more. So pretty much you're telling me, Capcom, that this game doesn't exist. This game doesn't exist. Oh, that's not it. And this game doesn't exist. And this game doesn't exist. And this game doesn't exist. You've erased your entire OG timeline, and now you only have, 4 games that are canon now? I mean, that was infuriating. I mean, that's what Resident Evil 9 is telling us. We've erased the almost 25 plus years of games, and we only have 4 games that are canon now, with a giant gap of 4 games that we still have to remake. They have to remake 5, 6, 7, and 8 now. They have to remake them now. When I don't want to play Yu-Gi-Oh, I play Vanguard. I have a friend that plays that. He likes it, but yeah. You like Gundam, the card game? Wow, I didn't even know Gundam had a card game. Your dog is a girl? Okay, yeah, my first dog's definitely going to be a girl. Commander Shepard, what did I think of the gameplay for Crimson Desert? It looks fun. Looks fun, you know. Doesn't just disappointing on the thumbnail really captured it? Are you trying to say not bad, just not what you're expecting? I thought so. I mean, I tried to keep it simple. The biggest lesson that I've learned when it came to coming up with thumbnails is you never recite exactly what's in the title. So if your title says something, don't reuse it in the thumbnails. You can use like one word, but that's about it. I miss Jake and he was cool. I miss him too. I miss him too, Jackie, but I want to see him come back. I mean, but apparently he doesn't exist anymore because this Sherry is not the Sherry we have in this game is not Sherry from 6. It's a completely different character. So they've erased Sherry and Jake. So they don't exist anymore. So apparently Wesker is not dead. So I don't know how they can explain that. Ethan in 7 was way more unplayable than Grace's. I can't even argue with that because I didn't play 7. So I'll take your word for it. But again, I don't know. I don't know. Am I gonna play Crimson Desert? Yes, I am. I promise you, I will play that. That is one of the 6 games I have on my menu to play in March. I promise you. Maybe a game like FC Formation Z will cheer you up. We'll see. What's better, X-Men Legends 1 or 2? Oh, definitely 2. Definitely 2. If I were making a timeline, I would take the best elements of both. Yeah, but that's kind of messy. Where's your copy of your favorite Resident Evil 2 from Resident Evil? Wait, what? Wait a second. Where's my copy of my favorite Resident Evil 2 for PlayStation 1? It doesn't exist. It's gone. It was a downloadable copy. I downloaded it. I mean, when it came out on when it was downloadable for PlayStation, I say 3 back in that day. That's when I first played it. Either that or maybe it would have to have been it would have to have been PlayStation 3 because I said Revelation. In Revelation, I believe there was a version on PlayStation 3. I think. I'm playing Watch Dogs Legion, and you just finished it. Wesker lives. Apparently he has to be because 5 and 6 don't exist anymore. So there's no Jake, and apparently Wesker never died. So, yeah. Comic Gamer, you're glad that we agree that Legends 2 is better. Heck, I don't know how you can debate that. It's a much better game. It's better, I say. Formation Z is a remake of the arcade game Arrow Bato that first came out in 1984. Okay. Crimson Desert looks like a mature rated Zelda game to me. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely fun. What do you think you would give X-Men 2 1 out of 10? I'd give that an 8. Easily an 8. No higher than that. Which is still a really good score. And I am all caught up on questions, which I feel good about. So, yeah. Because of a fan favorite X-Men character where you play as heroes and villains, including Deadpool. Yeah. What rating? It could be a 7.5, but it could get as high as 8.5, just from what I've seen. It looks like the type of game that I'll play it once and then I might not come back to it again, which a lot of games that this year might be. I mean, I got like over 20 games. They can't all be hits. You might have some that are like big hits and then some that are just moderately okay. I think Crimson Desert will be one of those games. Plus, it looks like it'll be very time consuming. So I might, by the time I share my thoughts on it, I probably won't have put as many hours into it as I would like. I believe that the remakes are mentioned because of budgetary reasons. I don't know what. So Capcom's running out of money? Can you join the Discord? Well, of course you can. I mean, if I got a notice, I would have gotten it. What the heck? Yeah, I mean, yeah. If yeah, go ahead. You want to send an invite? I'll that's fine. Yeah, you send an invite, I'll accept it happily. You get Discord page right now, so yeah, go ahead. Gundam is far more satisfying card game than Yu-Gi-Oh! Gundam. They actually do an amazing job getting the lore into the gameplay. Nice watching the show. Yu-Gi-Oh! Recently, I missed Sky Strikers. I think Sky Strikers were really overplayed. You played Famicom port of an emulator. It was fun. Oh, okay. I might just say a hot take. I say Rise of 2 is 10 out of 10. Heck, that's fine. Heck, look, if you think it's a 10 out of 10, that's cool. That's cool. If you could design your own mech, what would it be based on? I don't think I would, to be fair. Ubisoft is making an Assassin's Creed 4 remake. Yeah, I know. I'm going to give that a try. That's my favorite Assassin's Creed game, but it's not a 10 out of 10. So, I'm sure you could improve it. There are definitely some elements you can moderate it a little bit. Yeah, I'll totally give that a shot. Absolutely. I think Capcom is starting something with 9. I think so. You know, the Japanese like to party a lot, so, you know, who knows. You like Thunder Dragons? They're not really my cup of tea, to be fair. I wouldn't play Thunder Dragons in my deck. So, mm. If I built a mech, then give me all the... So half of Resident Evil is your favorite ending experience ever. I would say, put it like this. I'm not sure if I'd go that far because it's handcuffed to the worst. So it's like, it had the potential of being that. I'll say that. I'll say that Resident Evil, when I was playing as Leon, never felt better. But again, it's handcuffed to like the worst version of Resident Evil ever. So, yeah. I play more for erotics. I'm not familiar with that. Ah, okay. Oh. Oh. Oh, that's cute. Oh, that's definitely that's oh, that's a cute dog. I like that scar, that red scarf she's got on. Oh, she's cute. I don't know. She definitely is bigger than what my first dog would be, but that's definitely like if I was getting my like I think my first dog's gonna be like a terrier, but this is I would definitely get a dog this size as my second dog, no doubt. But yeah, thanks Marcus. That is one very beautiful lady you got with you. Handcuffed to the worst. I mean, that's what it is. It's handcuffed. It's handcuffed to the worst. Like imagine playing Resident Evil 4 half the time as Ashley. That's what it felt like. That's what it felt like. And I heard some people. I was speaking to someone in Discord who says that just because you're in the FBI doesn't mean you're not. Like, if I recall correctly, even if you're an analyst, firearm training is pretty basic for everyone that works in the FBI. Like even if you're a police officer who works at the desk and never goes out on patrol, firearm training, any sort of governmental job has some kind of firearm training. So the fact that this woman cannot handle a gun is crazy. It was like there's no way you work in the FBI and you don't know how to use a gun. A 5-year-old can operate a gun better than you can. My God. And what was weird is that the game is named after the Leon's gun. Like, his gun is called the Requiem, so it's Resident Evil Leon's gun? That was weird. Can you name one time Rain went overboard? What do you mean Rain went overboard? What do you mean? What would be a good thumbnail caption statement? Oh, okay. What is your Discord? Mine is Sean. I think the links are on my page, so you can find the link to the Discord there. But yeah, I'll keep an eye on it. Resident Evil 4 is the best RE game. Damn straight it is. 20 plus years, this is still the greatest Resident Evil game of all time. Not that ridiculous bullshit remake that completely destroys the game in every way. Her name is Jessie. Oh, that's a beautiful name. Black Wolf, if you saw Rain's Discord, I plan on getting PlayStation 2 and playing it on a copy. Oh, okay. Thoughts on Sony going back on exclusive Sonora PC? Heck, I don't even PC gaming, so heck, no complaints from me. Better news. Heck, we don't need this shit on PC. Heck, it's still on my PlayStation 5. Why? I'm not complaining. I don't PC game. I really don't. Not much. You got a Discord? Dude, I've had a Discord for like a year. I like the Requiem Revolver. I'm just saying, I just thought that it was weird that the game was named after a gun. I've never experienced that before. What was the one moment that made you want to say, Brian Michael Bendis, what is going on? I'm not familiar with that. I'm not familiar with that name. Yeah, I mentioned that on the server. An FBI agent with knowledge of guns is just odd. No, no, no. Like, no knowledge. No knowledge. Like, literally. Like, it's like she's never held a gun before. Like, I don't get. Like, some say, well, it's the recoil. It's like, look, even if your recoil is bad, you can tell this woman has never touched a gun in her life. And that is completely false. Any government job, you will at least get. You don't necessarily have to carry a firearm on you or get a license to carry, but they will pay for you to get basic firearm training. That is a fact. Even if you have a job as an analyst, you will at least understand how to operate a gun. So the fact that Grace apparently has never touched a gun in her life was like false. Do you own X-Men Legend 2 on PS2? No, 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 haven't. I said without knowledge. Oh, okay. I don't care about Tekken game series. I'm a Mortal Kombat person. Same with Injustice and Marvel and Capcom. Oh, okay. Yeah, Resident Evil story is so convoluted, but I still enjoy it. But I'd rather the more done, down-to-earth nature of the OG series. Slower pace, atmosphere is good, no doubt. Heck, if you're into the slower style, that's totally cool. That is totally cool. I totally understand that. I understand that there's definitely a generation and audience for that style of Resident Evil game. Totally respect it. Story had logic to it in the OG with the letters and document stuff. Yeah. You like Street Fighter? Heck, that's cool. That's cool, Jackie boy. You know, I certainly enjoyed my time playing Street Fighter 2 when I was a kid. And I haven't touched a Street Fighter game since. Because I'm a Mortal Kombat person, I don't want to commit an act of treason. Because you can't play both. Favorite character in Tekken? I don't play Tekken. Tekken's for amateurs who can't be good at Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter. I don't play Dead or Alive or King of Fighters. What else is there out there? I think that's the only thing that I can think of. Street Fighter. Heck, you can love Street Fighter. That's cool. Heck, you got a funny little movie coming out in like a not too long ago, but Mortal Kombat 2 does look better. Oh, man. You played 6, I think it was. I can't take someone turning into Godzilla-sized flying serious. I agree. Having an FBI agent not be trained with firearms is like having a DoorDash employee who not knows how to drive. Exactly, Marcus. Exactly. Exactly. That is a genius statement. Kudos. What games are you going to play this month? Okay, if I remember correctly, I got to bring up my GameFly list. Let's see what's on the list. I think I got like 6 games. So you got so Resident Evil was first. We already knocked that out. We got Crimson Desert. That's on the list, and that's on the 19th. What else? I have a list. Let's see. Let's see. Star Wars Dark Forces remaster. That's coming out. I'm trying to think. There's got to be something else. I'm gonna dabble a little bit in WWE 2K. I'm gonna dabble in that a little bit, but I won't review it. And then Fatal Frame. I'm gonna give that a try. I think I just one more. I'm trying to think of what it is. And I think I'm gonna play a little bit of Mega Man Star Force Legacy Collection because I'm currently replaying through Leaf Green for Pokemon. I'm playing through Leaf Green, so and I'm having a great time with that. And then I think in 2 weeks I'm gonna get Fire Red. So, yeah. Street Fighter 2 animation movie was looking amazing. Beautiful art. Oh, absolutely. I love that movie. The biggest spoiler in One Piece is now at the bottom of the ocean. I don't watch One Piece, so I can't say what it is. So you heard James Gunn is leaving WWE and DC because he was against Paramount and their beliefs, and since Warner Brothers is getting bought by them, he wants nothing to do. Them being another DC roommate properly. Oh, if that's the case, that sucks. Because I'm really excited for Supergirl, and we're really remaking it again? Really, a reboot? because I really love Superman. David Copperfield, he's a fantastic Superman. You bought Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 1 and found out it's a stealth action game. Well, I hope you have fun with it. Mortal Kombat movie comes out looking funny. Mortal Kombat has a sense of humor. Yeah, but it does look like it takes things a little bit more seriously than what Street Fighter is gonna do. Looks like Street Fighter's movie is gonna be pure comedy. But you look at Mortal Kombat, there's like funny elements, but they're taking it a little bit more seriously. Like, honestly, from what I can see, there is the real potential. This could be the best. This could actually dethrone 95. Like, it has all, for everything I've seen from the trailer, what I don't need to see anymore, it has all the necessary ingredients to be the best Mortal Kombat movie. Because now it feels like the 2020 Mortal Kombat movie was like a prequel, and now we're going to get the tournament. Like, everything I've seen just looks great. Looks perfect. But it won't be a badass tournament thriller. Not really. It actually will be. We know that this is definitely the tournament, which is what we wanted in the first film. So yeah. Street Fighter as a comedy is okay. Better anime style. Seriously, the Sony live action Spider Universe reboot they're doing is Will's have Spider-Man, in which they should have done in the beginning rather than have it focus on Spider-Man villains. Perhaps. What's my opinion on Resident Evil 9? It has its moments, but I don't want to play it again. You know, people who are loving it, I'm glad, but it's, when it's at its best, it's at its best, and when it's at its worst, it's at its worst. So it's a very paralyzing game. As much as you love the BMW M3 for Most Wanted, owning a German car would be more troubling than it's worth. Nope, Marcus, that is still my dream car. I want to drive that car once. Like, I want that car. That is my dream car. You haven't played Death Stranding again? Wait, you haven't? Or are you asking if I've played it? Yes, I played Death Stranding. I have both of them. I literally have a... I literally have a BB right there. So, of course, I've played it again. Did you see that remaking Black Flag? Yes, I did. And I'm totally cool with it. I will definitely give that a shot when it comes out. Absolutely. Absolutely. Corvette cars are pretty good. I'm not really a Corvette person. Not really an exotic car fan in general at all. Like, I'm not actually into those exotic types. Like, I'm not into Bugatti or Lamborghini. I'm really not into those type of cars at all. Like, that's not my style. I'm totally fine with my car, and I've already made a number of customizations and additions to it, so it has my own personal flair to it. What's a game you didn't think needed a sequel but got one and it was good? That's a good question. A game that I thought didn't need a sequel, but it got one, and it was good. Oh, okay. Oh, I got the perfect one. Final Fantasy X-2. At the time, Final Fantasy X doesn't need a sequel, but it had one, and I really like it. Now, is this good? Is 10-1? Absolutely not. But there's a lot about it I really, really like. But yeah, that's a good example. The one car I would love to drive is Nissan Skyline R3. Okay. Do I like trucks? In what ways? Like, do I like driving trucks, or do I like trucks in general? I'm not a truck person. I would personally never drive a truck unless I had no choice. But I'm not like the biggest truck person, to be fair. What are my top 3 favorite gaming franchises? Oh, that's easy. It is Metal Gear, Final Fantasy. I'm going to say Dead Space. Yeah, those three. Metal Gear, Final Fantasy, and Dead Space. Those are my three favorite video game franchises. What? What is my favorite PlayStation controller from all the systems? I'll be perfectly honest. I actually really love. Ugh. I actually really, I absolutely really love the PlayStation 5 controller. I'm gonna be honest. The haptic feedback is revolutionary. It's really like I just wish more games used it. Like when Astrobot and something like Astrobot, it was using it. It was literally the best controller experience I've ever had. Like to actually have like reactive triggers and for you to actually be able to blow into the controller and it actually like you can actually feel every pulse, every movement. Like when I just wish more PlayStation games used it as well. Like there's certain games that they've released that take full advantage of it, and then there's some that don't. Like I would say, like the first game that took real advantage of it was Returnal. Like Returnal's use of the haptic feedback was incredible. Like depending on how much pressure or how hard you pull the trigger or how you use the controller, had actual reactions to the game itself. And I think Saros is going to do the same thing. So that's why I'm excited for that. But yeah, I would definitely say the five. Do you think Wesker will come back again? Well, Master, if we're following Nine's logic, then he has to come back because 5 and 6 don't exist anymore. So I guess Wesker never died. So I would not be surprised if Wesker came back in Resident Evil 10 and he was just suddenly alive because that's what Resident Evil 9 told us. Not Resident Evil, not Resident Evil, no, Resident Evil, no. Who could win, Harley Quinn or Magneto? Oh, Magneto, easy. As a Magneto more evil than is Magneto more evil than Harley? I wouldn't say Magneto is evil because he has a point of view, and Harley is there are versions of Harley that can be evil, and then there's some that are very heroic. So that's kind of tricky because both Magneto and Harley are very complicated characters, and they're multiple versions of them as the good person and not a villain. So that's kind of difficult. Was PlayStation VR really not that impressive? It wasn't. I'm not into gaming VR. I'm really not. Like the only VR game I've ever actually had a fun time playing is like Lightsaber, the Beat Saber. That's like the only VR game I play. Wait, you got a tattoo? Yeah, I got a tattoo. I've had this for weeks. This isn't new. I've had it for weeks. And I have two tattoos. I've got this one, and I've got one that's here that's been there for like a couple years. So I'm guessing you've been around for a bit. Do you think the PlayStation 6 controller could have a touchscreen like people thought the PlayStation 5 was going to have? I don't think they need to. I'm really not sure what you could add to a 6 controller to make it better than this, I'll be honest. But heck, I said the same thing about the 4, and they impressed me. So. Ray-Ban Meta AI glasses? I've never heard of that. As would Green Goblin be as evil as Harley Quinn? Okay, well, Green Goblin is absolutely more evil than Harley Quinn. I can't think of a single version of Green Goblin that was ever good. So, yeah, I would definitely say he's way more evil. The reason I love Japanese cars is because I grew up with them. Oh, okay. Well, that's lucky for you. Paramount is making another G.I. Joe movie, and they have the stupid idea of combining two scripts for one movie. I'd heard that they're planning to mix Transformers and G.I. Joe because that's how the last Transformer movie ended. They ended mentioning that Transformers is going to team up with G.I. Joe. So, still waiting on that. That could be funny. Top 3 favorite martial artists? I don't know. I guess Bruce Lee, Jet Li, and Jackie Chan, I guess. Norman Osborn got Stacy pregnant. One of the Spider-Man comic books. I did not know that, but that sounds very screwed up. your mom loves Civics, Honda Civics. Heck, Honda Civics are reliable vehicles. I mean, if I wasn't so stuck on my Nissans, which I'm on my third Nissan right now, my third car probably would have been a Civic. But I do think this Nissan I have right now is gonna be my last one. I think whatever my next car is, it's gonna be different than a Nissan. I'm just curious. So how Wesker returned, I don't know, but apparently he has to, because Resident Evil 9 erased the entire OG timeline. So Wesker's not dead anymore, apparently. So I don't. Maybe he'll just pop up at a random. I mean, would anyone argue that? I don't know. The G.I. Joe Transformers movie apparently is not happening anymore, especially since they are bringing back Michael Bay to reboot the series to do a continuation of what happened in Last Night. Oh dear Lord. Oh dear God. That sounds awful. What about Doc Ock? I guess there are versions of Doc Ock that are really, really bad, but I wouldn't say he's as bad as Goblin. And Civics are easily turnable. Yeah, I agree. Did you know Blade uses JKD chronologically? No, I didn't know that. So Wesker is Sidious. You know what? That's a very good comparison. They might as well just do that. Just have Resident Evil 10 and then Wesker's just suddenly alive. With no explanation. I could see the Capcom doing that. Because who do I think is a better character, Venom or Agent Venom? Oh, definitely Venom. Venom works better as a villain. Agent Venom, he's cool, but yeah, Venom is better as a villain. I like the movies with Tom Hardy, I really did, but like Venom is at his best when he's a villain. Acting alongside Spider-Man, but you know, we will never get that again. I like the detective conspiracy element, sliding the puzzle, plotting, gameplay, but this is also too much action here. Would you watch the rated R animated Venom movie that they're doing? Yeah, I sure guess. I don't mind. I mean, if it's a good movie. So Chris is gonna have nightmares again? I guess so. Because the funny thing is, I don't even think we've not even seen Chris in this new timeline. Cause they've only remade 2, 3, and 4. So we don't even know what Chris looks like in this new timeline. We don't even know what he looks like, because apparently this is the first time we're seeing Sherry in the new timeline, because this is not Sherry from Resident Evil 6, so. More vulnerable for gameplay, but accordingly in comic you need. You're on your third Nissan? Yeah, I'm on my third. I drive a 2024 Nissan Altima. I got sweet. I went from a 2014 Altima to a 2017 Sentra, and then getting my current car was weird because I didn't even mean to go get a car, but it was so weird. I was just driving around and I was just looking at cars. Like, I was thinking maybe in a year or two I could upgrade, and then I left my mom in the car, and I don't know if it was weird. It went by so fast, and then like 20 minutes later I was signing papers, and I was like, my mom came in and she says, Brian, what did you do? It's like, I think I just bought a car. How did that happen? I didn't even come into the trade or anything, and then I ended up trading my Sentra. I was like, oh wow, what just happened? Will Jill marry Chris in Resident Evil? I don't think they have that kind of relationship. I really don't. And by now, Chris is going to be in his 60s, so if he's not hitched by now, it's never going to happen. Damn, the vehicle is like Knight Rider? No, it's not. It's not like Knight Rider. It's not that cool. What if they put Deadpool and Wolverine in an N-17 rated movie? There's no money in that because you can't see it. Did you ever watch Smallville, aka? No, I did not. Did not really watch Smallville. That was not my type of show. And we got 10 more minutes left, so if you got any more good questions, get them out now. Imagine Wesker just trolling Chris again. Also, Leon is single too, or wants to be a simp for Ada. Apparently, he might be married, but we're not sure what's going on with him. But who knows? I've heard people compare the new '07 to the style of an Uncharted. Doesn't exactly make you more. No, no. If they want to make no, I think I'm fine with that. If they want to make like an Uncharted style James Bond game, I'm totally for it. That style works, and we haven't had a game like that in a long time. So heck, I'm cool. I don't care much for Ferraris or I don't either. I'm not into exotic cars. I really am not. Because maintenance on that has got to be expensive as hell, and that makes you a target. I don't need to be a target. I don't mind. I just want it to be fuel efficient and safe to drive. That's all I care about, and that is none of those vehicles. I don't need none of the extra features that any of those cars have or things I need for my car. You saw a Porsche Leon had. Okay. I mean, I didn't really care about his car, but I've heard people talk about it. Yeah, I mean, I can't even imagine like what basic maintenance on one of those cars would be. It must be expensive, and then insurance on those things, even worse. So, not worth it. And there's some places that can't even work on those type of cars. Like you have to go to like specialist places in order to have certain maintenance done. Borsa did an ad and marketed Resident Evil in it. Oh, okay, I didn't know that. I don't watch TV anymore. I haven't had to watch TV in a long time. The new 007 movie that will Dune director be doing is apparently more darker than Daniel Craig Bond film since the director does very serious films, meaning that barely any comedic moments in it. Okay, well, let's see what he does. Let's see who he casts first. Like, is it gonna be woke like the last one was, or is it gonna go kill off Bond like a bitch? Is it gonna give him a wife and kids? I'm like, I'm not into that kind of stuff. That is not my idea of a James Bond movie. Remember, Kojima did a deal with Pepsi. Probably won't be in Resident Evil 4 remake or Resident Evil Son. Yeah, I remember. At least if the Skyline parts are easily to find. Yeah, that's true. The last Bond was something. I didn't like it. I really didn't like it. It was definitely my least favorite Daniel Craig Bond film, no doubt. I'm surprised my childhood dream crushed. They say that they want a Bond in their late 20s, early 30s, so they know who the actor will be. Oh, well, as long as it's not Michael B. Jordan, I'll be cool. I hate remake Leon because he's a prick. Yeah, that's I agree. I hate remake Leon too. That's why when they killed off Leon in 9, I was like, I don't know how to feel about this. Like, is this OG? Like, it's confusing. Like, if it's OG Leon, I'm pissed. If it's remake Leon, I'm happy because that guy was a total just. It's just boring and just depressing, and it was just like, my God, they're like. I enjoyed watching videos of like him dying multiple different ways. I was I was really entertained watching that. I was like, this depressing zombie looking motherfucker needs to die. Like, this is not my Leon. Quantum of Solace is still like, oh yeah, you're right. Quantum of Solace is pretty bad, but it pisses me off less than what they did with the last Bond film. But I agree, it's pretty bad. I was sober the next day and took a walk on the beach and felt sad as hell. I'm sorry about that. Bond was always supposed to live and not have kids or wife. I don't. Yeah. In Resident Evil 4, he was an asshole. Yeah, that's why I refuse to believe that. OG and remake are I agree. I didn't like him. He was just totally unlikable. I was like, Liam's never been not likable. He's always been a great character. There are moments when he's serious. He has a sense of humor, and they took out my favorite line in gaming history from the fourth game. So I was like, that's just not my Leon. Ugh. Well, let's hope that movie. Well, let's hope that Uncharted 2 movie doesn't happen. Let's pray. Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag remake. It could be. I don't get your hopes up. I don't go into any game expecting a 10 out of 10. I really don't. Typically, 10 out of 10s come out of nowhere. No game I've ever played that ever made the 10 out of 10 list was a game I went into thinking was going to be 10 out of 10. It typically surprised me. Apparently, people spotted Star Fox in a TV spot for the Mario Galaxy film, and that's teasing a Smash Brothers movie. If anything, I don't think we'll get a Smash. I think if you're going to do a Smash Brothers movie, you need to get a couple more different Nintendo franchises out first. Like, you got Mario. They're doing Zelda. You know, you should do a Metroid. Like if you're going to do a Smash movie, I'd get like 3 or 4 different characters out. Like, make a Metroid movie. Make a Star Fox movie. Like, do that first. You already got several Pokemon films. Like, do that first. What's better, remake? Oh Lord. Well, I hate all. Well, in that sense, I think remake Resident Evil 2 is probably the best because I really don't hate remake 2. Remake 2 gets really, really, really good once you're out of the police station. Like I said that in my review. Like like once you get past the police station section on both playthroughs, the game opens up and gets really fucking good. It's just that police section I hate. Like I've heard a lot of people say that they hate like the sewer sections. The sewer sections never bothered me. And I recently like replayed it a little bit yesterday, and I was like, wow, okay, like this is kind of challenging. So is Wolverine game gonna have open world? I don't know. I still don't know. We've seen very little of that game. I just hope it's good. I just hope it's good. That's all I want. Just give me a good game. All right. Well, let's see how much time. We're getting close. We got about a minute and 20 seconds left. What about the game controller by the players brainwashed, no controls? That might be a cool idea. And thoughts on the Green Lantern suits in the DC? They look ugly. No argument for me. Would you agree that Batman's insane? We all got mental issues. And with that, that'll end today's stream. I want to thank everyone that stopped by. Remember, if you guys have any ideas for future videos, please let me know any way you can, whether it's here in a comment or on Discord. I'm just desperate to film something, and I'll have a lot of free time tomorrow because I don't have any games, and they shouldn't be arriving until next week. So, like always, thank you guys for watching. You're awesome, and I will catch you guys next time.